Hello guys, this is Moses Jairaj. Today I want to talk about circular reasoning and limiting factor. When you see the fossil record and strata formation, people often use it to tell that and measure that fossils with strata and strata with fossils. See this geological column. If you measure one thing with the dates of the other thing, that's never be the accurate method. By using those measurements, all these dating methods came, like carbon dating, rest of the other datings, radiometric dating, and bunch of dating methods came by the usage of this method, circular reasoning. That was not the accurate method. If you wanted to know about a certain thing from when it came from, like the world in the beginning, I believe that God created 6,000 years ago the whole earth. That's what Bible says, and the evolution theory says it was millions and billions of years ago. What is right? I have to, as a Christian, I have to answer these questions and tell to the people what is right and what is wrong. That's my duty. If you see the limiting factor means if you see a certain bike or pen that made by man, if you see a computer, if I tell you there was a computer before 1600 years ago or 1000 years ago, how can you find that 1600 years ago or 600 BC there was a computer? Or how can you say that was not right? That's not true. It was 100 years ago, not even 100, some 70 to 60 to 70 years ago, there was origin of these computers and rest of the things. Hardly 100 years ago, there is not even a 100 years back there was a computer. How can you prove that? In order to prove that, you use a limiting factor. Same like you disapprove that the fairy tale years, the billions and millions of years, not right, and that geological column is not feasible or not possible. How can you conclude that the evolution theory and the majority of the people believing that billions and millions of years and millions of years ago there were dinosaurs, and billions of years back there was the origin of the whole universe through the Big Bang? How can you conclude that it was not right, that the theory itself is not feasible or possible? How can you say that? You will use a limiting factor. If there is a making of pen, you will limit by the which company it made, when does the plastic started to come. If it was a ballpoint pen or and a plastic pen, you will conclude with limiting factor. See, from when the plastic started producing, people started producing. Gradually, if you use this limiting factor, gradually you will drop down the age, and you will understand when how near it was that it was made. Similar like computers, who started to when was computers, who is the creator of the first computer, inventor of the first computer, and what started, which company started producing it and mass producing it, and today we got the personal computer. All of these are the limiting factors which will conclude that this theory, the certain statement is right or wrong. That's what Dr. Kent Hovind used it to say. He will use that what's called a sunken ship and treasure chest and the nearest coin. That's the example he used said. I can't able to give much detailed information like Kent Hovind used to said, but you can go and listen to his sermons and speeches that you can understand it much clearly. And that's it, guys. Meet you in my next video.